Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for being here. Mr. Starr, just a point of clarification. When they use the term closed on the recommendations, that does not mean they are completed, correct? I didn't know it was that hard a question.
As Steve alluded to, there's resolved, there's closed, we do our best when we get a recommendation to look at it and determine.
But closed does not mean the recommendation has fully been implemented, right?
Closed, in most cases it does. It means that we have in fact affected the change that was necessary to meet that recommendation. There are some recommendations that I would say, sir, are evergreen recommendations. If we put the policies and procedures in place and have to go through, they may go on for a longer period of time.
Thank you. You were the diplomatic security at the State Department from 1980 through your retirement in 2009. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I was an agent.
And from then you went to head of security for the United Nations?
Correct, sir.
And at the UN, you were the Undersecretary for Safety and Security, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it true your office, Diplomatic Security, or the DS, and the Bureau of Overseas Building Operations, or the OBO, are the two offices within the State Department that have the primary duty to ensure the safety and security of these overseas facilities?
That's an accurate statement, sir.
According to the Foreign Affairs Manual, your office is expressly charged with the responsibility for ensuring that all new construction and major renovations comply with physical security standards, even though the OBO does the actual construction. Is that true?
Correct.
And under which Undersecretary is the DS?
I am under Secretary Kennedy, the Undersecretary for Management.
And who is the Undersecretary? OBO?
Yes.
Also. And the Undersecretary for Management, Mr. Kennedy, has been in a position since November of 2007, I believe. Is that correct? You don't know?
I believe so, sir, but I'm not certain.
Okay. Has Mr. Kennedy been with the State Department, as far as you know, from the early 70s?
I think Pat came in about 1975.
Okay. In fact, when the East African embassies were bombed in 1998, Mr. Kennedy was in your position. Is that correct?
At the time of the bombing, sir, my recollection is that we had a vacancy in the position, and
he was acting. He was acting. Okay. And although you returned to the State Department after the Benghazi attacks, you are aware that virtually each and every finding and resulting recommendation in the Benghazi ARB centered on the Special Mission Compound or facility being a high-threat post, sorely lacking in personnel and physical security. Is that correct?
I'm aware of those recommendations in the ARB, sir, yes.
Are you aware that your own Inspector General, Mr. Linick, since Benghazi has conducted 3 reviews or audits at physical security issues at overseas posts, particularly in these high-threat posts?
Yes, I am, sir.
Are you also aware that the IG issued 2 other reports, one that looked at how you manage your local guard program and another that looks at how you manage your marine security?
Yes.
Let's take a look at the IG report issued in June of 2013 that looked at how you comply with the physical security standards at 5 Pacific overseas posts that are considered high threat. Do you recall that report?
Yes, sir.
As I understand it, that report only looked at embassies or consulates that were constructed after the year 2000. Is that correct?
I believe so, sir.
So all built after the East African embassy bombings in 1998, where an ARB was sharply critical of the then existing physical security standards. Is that correct?
I would say the Inspector General pointed out that there were some deficiencies in not meeting some of the standards.
That means that they were all built after Congress passed the Secure Embassy Construction and Counterterrorism Act, as it's known, and gave the State Department a whole lot of money to improve those physical security overseas. Is that correct?
Correct.